Everyone, welcome to First Team Real Estate. We appreciate you being part of our team, part of First Team Real Estate, and part of today's weekly Zoom training. We've got Jeremiah Secrest here, our wonderful office manager here over in the Huntington Beach area. He's going to be talking about marketing strategies for new listings today. And we're lucky to have him, and we're in for a definite treat on what we need to do to be successful on marketing strategies. So Jeremiah, you're up.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Greg. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to be going through some stuff pretty fast today. Take notes, ask questions at the end if you would like, but I have really good news for you. I have created a checklist and a bullet point that will be shared with all of you. So if you get lost or you don't catch an idea or a marketing strategy, don't worry, it's written down already for you and it will be provided to you at the end. So maybe take a little sigh of relief, but still take notes if you would like, and ask questions during the presentation or at the end of it. You can certainly interrupt me if you want to do that. I don't mind, and I like the engagement. There's a lot of people on this call right now. More minds are better than one, simply just mine. Of course, this isn't the only way to do marketing strategies, but over the years as an agent and as a manager, I've developed some kind of fail-safe strategies and a marketing plan that will help promote your listings, and help you win more business over time. So as we can see here, this is just a strategic marketing guide to leveraging your listings and multiplying your business and recognizing opportunities. What we're going to talk about today is pretty basic. 4 things. I want you to rethink how you view yourself as an agent. I want you to understand the basics of marketing, not just from a real estate perspective, but from a marketing perspective in general. I want you to learn how to leverage opportunities, and I want you to get the most out of each listing. Okay, marketing should be the cornerstone to everything you do in your business. So it's really simple with what we want to cover today, and I want to give you some strategies to get through these things. Before we get going, though, a little bit about myself. Okay, we have to. It's kind of like when you do listing presentations. You create credibility. You eliminate the competition always. So a little bit about myself for those of you that don't know me. I've been with the company since 2008. I've listed homes as an agent, as I can see here, from Santa Clarita to Temecula. So I've kind of been all over the place. My main focus was obviously Huntington Beach, Costa Mesa, Newport Beach areas. So that's what I've done from, and if any of you are wondering where this map came from for your listings, it's simply a awesome screenshot of the MLS map with the listings checked. So as an agent, I've been all over the place. I've been able to do business all over the place through marketing strategies. As a manager, I've been a manager in Huntington Beach for the last couple of years. This is Trend Graphics. I have a wonderful, wonderful team in the 2 offices at HB South and Secrest. As a manager, over the last little over 2 years, we've done a total of almost 2,000 units. So I've seen a lot. I've had the opportunity to work with some of the best agents in the company and understanding what they do from a marketing standpoint and how they win more business on a regular basis. Total sales volume over those last 2 years, we're almost at $2 billion in total sales. So just a little bit of credibility there. I've done it as an agent, and I've seen a lot as a manager over the last couple of years, and been with the company since 2008. All right, in rethinking about how you see yourself as an agent or as a realtor, I don't want you to think of yourself as an agent. You're a marketing agency. Really, my mindset always as an agent was, I'm a marketing company that happens to sell real estate. And I think that's how all of you should operate, truthfully. As I say here, sure, you have a real estate license, but what is your license worth if you don't have any clients to serve? Right? You must attract clients to you in order to fulfill those fiduciary duties that your real estate license requires you to fulfill with a client. And marketing is the one essential piece of your business that will keep you in business, right? Without marketing, you won't get more clients. You won't lead generate. And there's all kinds of marketing channels out there. And we're going to talk a little bit about that too. even from word of mouth marketing to online digital marketing. There's a lot of channels to focus on, but without marketing, you have no business, and essentially your license is absolutely worthless because you're not selling houses. So we need marketing, and we need to use it to get more opportunity. So some of the basics, marketing 101 for you guys. Marketing is about building awareness of your product and building relationships. Our product, again, happens to be houses. It happens to be real estate. And more importantly, and probably all of you know this, that our business is a relationship business. So it's about building that awareness, creating connectivity, and building relationships with those people that you connect with. Marketing, sorry, my video is over here. Marketing is a bedrock of success, no matter what industry you're in, right? No matter what product or service you're selling, it really is the bedrock of success. And I always found it fascinating that most corporations, the first thing that gets cut in a budget, especially as we talk about shifting markets and companies layoffs, we've all read the headlines recently. Marketing is typically the first expenditure to be cut or cut back on. I always found that interesting. I think we should double down when it comes to marketing. When the marketing pulls back, especially, sorry for your newer agents, but man, what an opportunity this market is for seasoned agents. The opportunity's there for new agents too, but you just don't understand the shifts of the market. We've been in an upward trending market for a decade, or a little over a decade now. So if you've been in the business less than 10 years, you've only seen an upward trending market. Market's pulled back a little bit, so it requires a different skill set to work with clients, get people off the fence. So for those seasoned agents that have been in the business for 10 years, wow, what an amazing opportunity in my mind. You should really be doubling down on your marketing to capture more market share. It's about getting your name out there. It's about building awareness. And most importantly, again, we talked about this, building relationships with prospects and customers to generate repeat purchases, right? Garner loyalty and get referrals. So you earn their business, you try to get repeat business, and then you try to get them to do word of mouth marketing, referrals, so you can have more business. Something to remember, because a lot of us fall into this, like when we think of marketing, we think of postcards, or we just think of doing market updates or whatever it may be. It's important to remember we live in a digital age. Marketing, for those of you that have seen Mad Men, great TV show, or at least I thought it was, but marketing is not the Madison Avenue era of the 60s and 70s, although the same principles still apply to what we do today. We are very much in a digital age today, but I still strongly believe in print media, through magazines, through postcards, through letters. I am a huge believer in that still, but you have to add an additional layer of the digital marketing to it. To help get your message out there. And oftentimes it's far less expensive with the digital side of things to get your message out than it is to send a postcard or a letter or put an ad in a magazine. All right, if you want to win customers, you need to understand the basics. So I'm just going through some basic stuff here, guys, and then we're going to get more into some of the strategies, but understanding the basics. And this is something where I think agents fall short all the time, but the most basic principle of marketing is that it's not about you. It's not about you. Every time, we always want to put this, look what I did, especially this time of year. Look at all the sales I did last year. I'm so great. And I sold so many homes and I set a record sale over here and I'm awesome. And truthfully, most people don't care about you. I'm sorry, but the general public doesn't care about you or what you did. They care about themselves. So we need to market in a way that communicates directly with the interests of the consumer, not your interests. It's not about you. It's about them, and you want to have them engage with you, right? And we miss this all the time. I think from a real estate marketing perspective, we get so caught up in us and our numbers, and we put our face on everything. I'm not saying it's a terrible, I'm not saying it's a terrible thing to do that because of brand recognition. I'm just saying, let's think a little bit differently. Like right now, I'll give you guys an example. For a postcard, a lot of people are coming to me and saying, what should I be putting out in my farms right now? I'm going to do a market update. What should I do after that? And we all know that there's not a lot of listings out there, right? There's not a lot of people making a move right now. There's truly an inventory crisis, in my opinion. There's 2,500, 2,600 properties for sale in all of Orange County right now. Not a lot of people making a move, but there's seasonality to that. But why not plant a message in your farms that's something more along the lines of top 10 reasons people will make a move this year? Right? So instead of the market update, instead of like my just listed, although I strongly believe in just listed, it's got to do those. If you're just looking to put something out, if you don't have a listing, why not the top 10 reasons why people will move today, and tie them back to life events, because life happens all the time, right? So there's marriage, there's divorce, there's family, kids growing up. I don't think it's a big year for downsizers, upsizers probably, but downsizers, people have low interest rates locked in. But if you just list the top 10 life events, and then put at the, you always have to have a hook or a call to action at the bottom. But the call to action is top 10, if one of these things apply to you, or if this sounds familiar, call me today to discuss next steps or something along that nature. That would kind of ad-lib that marketing piece as I was talking to you guys. But the top 10 reasons why people are going to move this year, you're planting seeds. You're getting them to think about, hey, this is me, or that it's familiar to them. And people tend to do what other people do. So I think that's just to plant seeds, to plant marketing seeds, just like in farming, you have to get people to think differently. And I think the market update doesn't inspire somebody to move. It's the things in life that inspire people to move. The families, I need to be by work, I need to be by school. My family's getting bigger, I've outgrown the house. So look at the life events. We also don't take the time to learn enough about our clients and our farms, and then create marketing pieces based on what you know about them and communicating in the way that they do. Very exciting things happening from a technology standpoint with First Team. Some of you have heard about it. Home Meta is coming. If you don't know what that is, you're going to know soon, but it really captures and brings real estate marketing into a current era of digital marketing, just like Google markets, like Amazon markets, like Facebook markets. If you ever click on a pair of tennis shoes because you're shopping, or a pair of shoes, and then you go to a news website or a sports website, and all of a sudden there's a pair of shoes up on the right-hand side retargeting you, that's more of a marketing and speaking to you and what your interests are. Your digital footprint is huge, but we need to do that in real estate too. We need to segment our markets and our farms to advertise directly to what that person may be interested in, and not just general messages to 1,000 homes, but get more specific and learn about them, right? Learn about what their interests are. If you're walking and farming and taking notes, like note the people that have dogs, because if you put a dog on a postcard, they may be more willing to engage in that postcard, or it might catch their interest a little bit more because they have dogs. I tell you right now, if you sent a house postcard with a dog on the front of it, that related about I have a buyer, or just listed, and there's a family with a dog, my wife would look at it longer because she loves dogs and she's going to engage in that a little bit more. So you need to learn about your clients and then market and engage with them in marketing messages that speak to them, not just generalizations about us. Your marketing plan should consist of a number of different channels. We talked about that, from direct marketing, digital, there's website, there's word of mouth, print, digital, there's tons of channels. It's basic plan, and all those plans should work together. If you put out a piece of mail for a just listed, at that same time on all of your social channels, you should be putting out that same just listed pictures on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever platform TikTok, as Fred uses, whatever platform you want to use, you should be also doing that exact same thing at the time that those postcards or those pieces of mail are hitting the mailbox. And you can do through Facebook Ad Manager, if you're doing it on Facebook or Instagram, you can target that neighborhood or target that radius, boost it so people are seeing the print and they're seeing the digital. And it just helps build that consistency and helps people remember. People have to see your messages 3 times before they really start to engage, and they have to see it 5 to 7 times before they start to recognize the brand. So it's about consistency in your marketing, just like consistency in everything we do. Consistency in farming, consistency in follow-up. Marketing is the same thing. It's all about consistency. A little bit of what I just said, but yet the different channels that you're using, you need to make sure they're connected. So they're working to benefit you and not against you. So if you do that piece of mail in a neighborhood about a market update, don't post the same thing on your social channels. Don't post a totally different message on your social channels. Make them work together and brand that message that you're putting out at that moment, right? This is omni-channel marketing. A lot of things that we do too with the call to actions, you're trying to draw somebody to your website, or draw them to the property video, draw them to a QR code that gives them a property evaluation. I think a thing that you can do also to draw people in, have a blog. Keeping Current Matters is a great space for that, where you can copy and paste blogs, but in that blog, then you could link back. So you try to get relevant content. That's content marketing. That's a channel. Content is a channel. But if you have a blog and it's talking about like what home prices are going to do this year, and then in that blog, you put the link to find out your home value, right? So you're driving people to an interest that, you know, you're trying to get somebody to raise their hand. But if there's a blog about home values this year, or why now is a great time to sell, if they read that blog, then put a link to the home value. Don't just send the piece out and say, scan this QR code for the home value. It's scan this QR code to learn what's happening in the market this year, or get a future forecast of the market, however you want to word that. And then in that, link back to the property valuation site from a lead generation. That's omni-channel marketing. The point of every marketing campaign, and I think we forget this, but it's to make a customer do something. It's to take an action, right? Don't just send marketing campaigns out or marketing postcards out without some kind of call to action, without intention of what you want that person to do. So every time you're making a marketing piece, it should be, how do I want the consumers to engage? What's my purpose of sending this this piece out? What action do I want them to take? And then you need to build that system, whether it's a landing page, whether they're individualized QR codes that will capture information, but you need to have them take action, but you need to be intentional and purposeful about the messaging that you're sending out. And you should have goals. You should really have goals. And another thing that I think we lack in our business and our industry is that we don't track the metrics. I love that QR codes came back. I was a big fan of them when they first arrived. They kind of came on and then they just disappeared. But QR codes are a great way to track your print media and how people are engaging with your campaigns and with your messaging that you're sending out. Also, social media is great because there's insights to Instagram and Facebook, and you can look at all the data and track on click-through rates. If you're putting videos up, how long people are watching videos. It's really important to track your campaigns so you know, should I do this again? Should I keep putting this message out? It's about getting the best return on your investment for your marketing dollar, right? You're running your business. Every dollar that you put into your business, you want to make sure is returning something to you, right? So you should set goals and you should track the metrics. And I know a lot of us don't do that. There are several of our top producers that I know that are very strict on this, and they track everything in color-coded charts, but I don't think it's something that we do across the board. So really, if you look at this slide, I've highlighted the things that I really want you to take away from it. It's not about you. You need to learn about your clients. You need to have a marketing plan. You need to be marketing in multiple channels. You need to have them always take action, and you need to set goals for yourself. Okay, very important. All right, leveraging opportunities. Every listing that you get, and we're going to talk more about some of the strategies and some of the tools that we have. I know that's why we're on this call today, but leveraging opportunities. In our business, they say you have to list to last. And I fully believe in that. I think that's the truest statement anybody's ever said in our business. But every listing you take is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to build your listing presentation, right? You're creating marketing collateral. Keep that marketing collateral, get extras for yourself, and add that to your listing presentation. It's an opportunity to build your brand, right? Every time you put something out or you print a marketing piece, I want you to think about, how is the consumer going to see me with this out? If you're printing marketing pieces at the office on printer paper, stop it immediately. Just stop doing that. It's cheap. It looks terrible. Copy paper should never be used for marketing. It really should. Up your game. Your brand is what you're putting out in the marketplace. That's how people are going to interpret you, and you should have consistency in that. You shouldn't be using copy paper. It's an opportunity to earn the consumer's trust with the information that you're putting out. Are you a market expert? Are you knowledgeable in your area? If you show that you know and you have the knowledge, that will earn the trust of the consumer. You can win more listings, obviously, through every listing opportunity. You can get more buyers. You can showcase for future presentations how you market a home. So you demonstrate, here's how I market every single home, and I'm going to give you that list of things to do. And it's a way for you to differentiate yourself from the competition. Okay. So the bottom line here is that every listing is a resume builder. We're always on interview, right? If we do an open house, that's a 3 to 5 minute interview we have with buyers coming into that open house. Every time you get asked to come to somebody's house to talk about what it's worth or selling it, that's an interview. And anytime you show up with an interview, you show up with a resume, you show up with your past performance, right? So I want you to think about everything that you do, every piece of marketing that you make, that is something you add to your resume. Every listing you take, you add it to your resume to help you win future listings. Okay. And really, marketing begins before you take the listing. Okay, I'm going to show you some stuff, and this is where we're going to get into some of the company strategies and the company tools. But marketing truly begins before you even take the listing, before the interview even happens, so you can win that. One of those things that you should do, and everybody, this is back. If you have been around for a while, the media proposal. You should be printing out one of these, going to the marketing store or going to Mark and updating this. But you should print out the media proposal and take that to every listing presentation. This is a quick glimpse of what you're going to do for your clients to get their house sold. It's a really huge tool. Agents outside of First Team don't have access to stuff like this, guys. They don't have a marketing strategy plan, or they don't have a way to print out a proposal. This gives you an upper hand against the competition. And the media proposal, this is just a screenshot from the website, but it is multiple pages long, just so you know. The pre-listing packet can also be ordered on the marketing website. I call this a listing presentation leave behind. It's a beautiful 3-page folder. It has the abbreviated listing presentation in booklet form. I think they cost $17 on the marketing website, but it will be the best $17 that you ever spend if you're going on a listing presentation, because you can put your CMAs in here, you can put your past marketing collateral that you've done in here, and you leave it behind for every client. And if they're interviewing other people, you give it to them and say, make sure you look through this again later. If you have any questions, please call me. But use this to compare against the other person you're interviewing, the marketing that they're going to do for your property. All right, so you take these with you. Luxury portfolio, Lux letters, very important. If you get a call, Christie's actually does this now too. I don't have an image of it. Luxury Portfolio had a sample of the letter, but you can go on to luxuryportfolio.com and do these Lux letters. These letters are meant to be ordered and sent before you go on the listing presentation or just after you've completed the listing presentation, but you send these ahead of time and it's signed by the president of Luxury Portfolio International, a great differentiator for you guys. And I'm actually going to show you how to get in there and do these things. So there's a couple of things from Luxury Portfolio that you should do on every single listing or every single listing presentation interview. If you didn't know, there is a digital presentation on the marketing store, and you can actually go into Mark, formerly known as Lucid Press. But you can go into Mark and customize and put YouTube videos. You can put your featured listings. You can put your testimonials. So you can really make it more about you instead of the company. But the digital listing presentation, you should send to your clients, an email to your prospects before you go on the presentation. Because if they flip through or click through the flip book, they will already know what you're going to do. A lot of your presentation will already be done for you. So you can talk more about them, their needs, what they're trying to accomplish, where they're going to go, why are they moving, finding those hot buttons. And your marketing strategy's already been given to them. You still need to present it and talk about it, but you can say, you can ask them, hey, did you have a chance to look through my marketing strategies or my marketing proposal for your house? Do you have any questions on it? It helps set that foundation and send it ahead of time before your presentation. That is on Mark, and you can customize it to yourself. When you're going on the listing appointment, you can start to do some pre-marketing through our listing appointment loop on First Place. If you didn't know about it, Mr. John Perez was the most recent one. He did 9 days ago. He went on a listing appointment for a 4-bed, 3-bath detached home in Whittier for $800,000, or he was saying it was going to be around $800,000. When you show up to the listing presentation, you can say, hey, I've already started to pre-market your home to nearly 2,000 agents through our First Team family, through our First Team network. And I'm starting to build interest on your property already through our amazing network of agents that we have. So this is all before taking the actual listing, okay? And the listing appointment loop. Once you get into having the listing and you're taking, you've signed the listing contract, really the foundation of your marketing starts with a complete MLS input. Okay? And I don't want us to skip over this. I found this is how syndication happens, excuse me. But everything that you put into the MLS, all the blue fields, for all of you that know, all these blue fields on an MLS sheet are manually inputted. And I bet I could win listings just with this MLS sheet and my MLS sheet. I could go in here and I could say, listen, the foundation of our marketing all starts with how we input the property into the MLS, just in case you didn't know. And I would have these MLS sheets printed out. And with talking to the client at the listing table and saying, see all these blue fields on this form, these are all manually inputted fields. I went ahead and I pulled a couple listings from your area, from your neighborhood, just randomly. And here's what the average agent does, or here's how the average agent starts their marketing. Now, this is important because this information goes out to Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, over 2,000 different websites that are out there, syndicating from our MLS. And if you don't start with the detail here, with curated content, proper grammar, if you don't put in the type of kitchen appliances and roof, and who knows what people are looking for, but if you don't have that searchable data in your MLS, nobody's going to see your home. So the foundation really starts with your MLS input. It starts with your marketing and your your property photography. Always hire a photographer, guys. We should never take pictures on our iPhones. I know iPhones are great and cameras today on phones are amazing, but hire a professional photographer to take photos, please. Don't ever take, I don't care how much the listing is. I don't care if it's a $300,000 listing, hire a professional photographer. So this is one that was a property in Tustin, an actual MLS listing. You can see here that it is a pretty blank MLS posting. Here is the exact same property. You'll see the address up here, 13001 Reef Place in Tustin. This is the very exact same property, but this is a completed MLS, right? You see all the blue fields are completed, they're filled out, and I don't care what it is. Try to put something in every field. From the flooring to the kitchen features, accessibility, try to put something in every single field. Again, this starts the digital syndication of that property and of that search. So this is a really important step of our marketing and our digital platform. I can't tell you enough how many times I could probably go 80% of the listings in Huntington Beach. I could go pull the MLS sheets and they're incomplete if it's not a higher number than that. This is really important to have this completed to help win listings, guys. And I literally in listing appointments, I used to take the printouts, the whole printout, put it on the desk or the kitchen table, wherever we were sitting, put it out on the table, have them look at it and say, hey, this is how the process starts. And these, see all these blue fields, and I'd circle it with a pin. See all these blue fields on here? These are manually inputted fields. These are just a couple of random listings I pulled from the neighborhood. And then I'd put one of mine down on the table. And I'd say, and here's another one, right? And then I'd just let them look at it. I wouldn't say the agent's name. I wouldn't say the brokers or anything. And I would just let them look at the 3 different MLS printouts. And then I'd put them all side by side on the table. And just visually speaking, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, which agent would you hire to get your house sold just based on this MLS printout sheet? And they always pick the one that's complete. They always pick the one that has more information because visually it looks better, right? So they would pick that one and I would say, thank you, you just hired me. Right? So you don't even have to get into a lot of other things. And that's really an important part. So let's talk about some strategies. I'm not going to go into it. Marcella Talla did a great presentation on Home Runs 360 or the listing lead multiplier. I'm going to give you links to this. It's a 9-page document. If you're not using this document on every single listing, you're losing business. Something that Marcel put together and it's been edited over the years, but the listing lead multiplier that can be found on First Place is an absolute home run strategy to get more business and to turn one listing into 2 or 3 listings. If you haven't read it, if you don't use it, go to First Place. I'm going to give you a link to download the document. It's in there, but I'm going to give you a link for that through this presentation. Okay, this is absolutely hands down one of the best listing strategies we have in our entire company. And some of you may do parts of it, but if you do it every time and follow it, I guarantee you'll win more business. First team, the marketing store. Property marketing, if you go to just from starting, like, where do I get started? A lot of people get overwhelmed of where do I even start? How do I even do it? There's bundled listing packages on the marketing store. If you don't know, go to the marketing store, scroll down under the property marketing and look for these silver, gold, or sapphire packages. You can build your own package as well. One of the favorite ones that I really like, especially if you have a $2 million plus listing, is the Sapphire package. For $850, the marketing department will do for you. They'll feature you on social media. They'll do a 1-week Facebook ad, a 1-week Instagram ad, a 1-week LinkedIn ad, a digital brochure, a radius mailer to 250 addresses around that house. You'll get a full page ad in California Homes Magazine, which is a great magazine, and you'll get a 54-page brochures for $850. All you have to do is upload the property description, characteristics, and the photos. Marketing department will do the rest for you. This, I can't speak enough. The other packages, the gold and silver packages, have similar things, but if you have over a $2 million listing, do this because it puts you in the California Homes Magazine. One of my neighbors, I live in downtown Huntington Beach. Speaking of California Homes Magazine, one of my neighbors, as I was leaving for work one morning, came out to me, and a neighbor up the street had sold their house a couple months back. And he came out and we were just kind of chit-chatting. And he's like, oh, did you see the house up the street? It was featured in California Homes Magazine. He's like, oh, it was really cool. And he's talking to me about the house being in California Homes Magazine. He obviously gets a copy of it. And he just thought it was really cool that a house on our street was featured in California Homes Magazine. Like, I couldn't have paid for that. That was just awesome. I knew that it was a paid ad. He thought it was just a featured home in this California Homes Magazine. You can get that for $850, and the ads just for the magazine, I think, are a little bit less, maybe like $300-400 for a single page ad. Don't quote me on that price, sorry, marketing department, but $850 will get you into that with all of these other things as well. So marketing department's trying to make it easy for you guys to do bundled packaging, bundled advertising. Once you go out and you do the listing, you put it on First Look through First Place. Kevin Smith did one 7 days ago. He went out, took a listing in Ladera Ranch and posted the First Look, and he posted the photos on here. It's a great use of this. Again, you're doing internal marketing for that property before it goes on the MLS. So this is just another strategy and something that you use with your clients to say, here's how we're going to market your home. Here's how we're going to pre-market your home to build excitement about your property, to find the one buyer willing to pay the highest price and give you the best terms, right? When we think about this stuff and why we do so good at First Team and winning listings, because it's about exposure. Exposure drives demand, demand drives home prices, right? So we give you the opportunity to get the house exposed multiple ways, multiple channels, through the syndication of over 2,000 properties, through things like First Look and a network of 2,000 agents, to the magazine partnerships that we have, Christie's affiliation, luxury portfolio affiliation, who's who. It's all about that exposure and the opportunities that you have for that seller to get their house seen by the world. Exposure drives demand, demand drives price. Okay. Something else that is 100% exclusive to us and is a great marketing piece, that is a marketing follow-up piece for your client, is the listing activity report. Hopefully everybody's subscribing their clients to this report and updating it. I'm going to exit out of this. I think I have one. So this listing activity report is interactive. So you have to go in and update it, and this will get emailed to your client every Wednesday morning. Now, these things don't automatically pop in here. These Facebook ads, you can click on here, you can view them. It'll take your client to your post that you did. This happened to be one that First Team did. Sorry, my internet's been really slow, but you get the point. It will take them to the Facebook post so they can see and interact in the social media. If you buy a bundled ad, guys, just so you know, that those bundled packages, if you buy one of those, the marketing department will put this on your listing activity report, and this is what it looks like. So this is the Facebook and LinkedIn ad report. Again, this gets sent to your client in that follow-up, and you're marketing your professionalism, you're marketing you and your brand. So when you get their house sold, that referral or repeat business, they'll be able to say, they did all of these things for me. They kept me up to date every single week. So here is the ad report, the ads that corporate ran on this particular listing, the engagements, Instagram, the ad performance for that, impressions, clicks, reach, click-through rate, and then the ad performance on LinkedIn. So this is all put together for you by the marketing department when you order these bundled packages that have the 1 week ad campaigns in them for social media. So these are, this tool, the listing activity report, may be the best resource or tool we have as an agent to communicate with our clients. And that's the listing activity report, can be found on my roadmap, and you need to subscribe your clients to it for them to receive it. When it goes out, guys, don't just forward this email that has the impressions and the views in it. Make sure you're putting your open houses in there. You can do manual print advertising, open houses. If you do a direct mailer, you can put that in, 1,000 pieces mailed to the neighborhood or whatever. You can put that in print advertising. For whatever reason, I didn't get the California Homes Magazine ad in here, but you should add that. to there as well. And then all the digital stuff that really speaks to your client. Be like, hey, they're working to sell my house. Because in this market, the question that you're going to be faced with the most, in my opinion, because average days on market in Orange County, 75 days, in case you didn't know, 75 days, that's the mix for all price points, but 75 days on market is the average. If somebody's house sits on the market for 30 days, the first question they're going to ask you is, what are you doing to sell my house? You will never get that question if you do this listing activity report, because they will see exactly what you're doing to sell their house. All right. I'm going to show you luxury portfolio, or the Lux Exchange, really quick too, and then I'll get back to some of the other strategies. But when you go to luxuryportfolio.com, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's a button for Lux Exchange, or it says agent. It says Lux Exchange. Here it is. This is the live website. If you don't have a username and password, it's most likely your first team email, and just hit forgot password. If that doesn't work and you can't get into the system, reach out to your manager, or reach out to the marketing department. That's who really controls it. Reach out to the marketing department and say, just send them an email saying, hey, I can't get into luxury portfolio or to Lux Exchange, and they'll reset your password or set up your account. But going back to the Lux letters, there's a couple of things that you should do on every listing, and through Lux Exchange, that you should do on every listing. So over here on the toolbox, there's a whole mess of things you can do in luxury portfolio to advertise and market properties to gain exposure for yourself. The one thing, see what I was going back here, the Lux letter. Let me go back. Let me see if I can find it. Now that I say that. But the luxury letter, oh my gosh, you guys, I don't know where it is at. Maybe it's under Lux letters, Lux Intel, there it is, Lux intro letters. So you go in here under Lux introduction letters, which is in the toolbox section of LPI or Lux Exchange, and you just simply order and send a letter from here. Super easy to do, to walk through that and get that letter ordered, okay? And you get 25 of these a year that you can send out for free. Christie's has a similar thing. I haven't gone through all the Christie's tools yet. I'm going to be adding that to my checklist that I'm going to be giving you as far as marketing luxury properties. But I haven't gone through all their tools yet. I've heard that it's becoming pretty robust with the new ownership, and I'm excited about that. So need to get in there and look at that a little bit more, and I'll provide that information for you guys. They're also, in addition to the letters, there's a way to do additional exposure. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I was talking about that. I'm sorry. Pool listing activity report. I'll go back into that. So you can get additional exposure on luxury portfolio. You can also do banner ads on luxury portfolio to promote the properties. I'll also show you how to do that really quick too. One other little thing to do is a just listed announcement that can be found on the marketing store. This is something that marketing put together a couple of years ago. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't seen it, but it's a trifold. On the opposite side of this will be pictures of the property and the property description. But this stuff is all, you can't customize this. This is stuff, what we do as a company to maximize the property for you, and the letter's already written for you. You could probably customize that, but the letter's already written for you. So this is a really nice piece that you can order through Mark as well. And it folds up and it comes in an envelope, and it looks more like a card than it does a postcard, because it's about the same size as like a birthday card or something like that, a greeting card. The listing banner ads. So listing banner ads, and then there's this additional exposure. The listing banner ads, when you log into it, it shows that it's $109. And again, you should do this on every listing over $1 million. Okay. But the listing banner ads are when you are on the toolbox. There's not a picture. It says the banner ads, and the property has to be active on the MLS. in order for it to show up here. So it says, $109 for 3 weeks. This is stuff that gets posted on WSJ.com. Might go on Mansions Global as well, but definitely WSJ.com. So you click on order and manage. I've never seen it not have a flash sale. So if you see up here, limited quantities available for a limited time, $60. I've never seen it in years of doing this. I've never seen it not be $60 instead of the $109. It's a really good $60. I don't have any active listings. If you had your active listings, they would be showing up here on this page where you can walk through. So if you have a over $1 million listing, it will show up there, and then you can start that campaign. This is one thing that you should do on every single $1 million plus listing. You should also, over here on the left-hand side, every single time, you should fill out this additional exposure form. This is for potentially free exposure through LPI for all of your listings. And all you have to do is go onto the website, fill out the information. This is not guaranteed to get additional exposure, but if they're running short on something, or they need to throw in a banner ad or put it on a carousel ad or something like that, there's potential that it will get put on there, but you have to fill out the form to potentially get that free exposure. You should do it on every single $1 million plus listing. Sorry, I'm going through all that. Get back to going through some of this stuff. And what you guys are going to get at the end of this is the strategic marketing guide. So I've created a Google Sheet, and I don't know how we're going to share it, if we're just going to make it a PDF or if we're going to give you the Google Sheet. But some of these things that I'm going through in the step-by-step process, not enough time to talk about all these things in just a 1-hour call, guys. But I've created this, always branding, right? My logo, the First Team logo, the strategic marketing guide to leveraging your listings. I've done a step-by-step of everything that I used to do, and I've added some things that other agents do that they've told me about. My office has been very generous in giving me feedback on this form and trying to create it. And the great thing is that when you go through here, you're not going to have to know where to go. You can click on these links, and this will take you to the marketing store and the media proposal. This will take you to the order page of the pre-listing packet. Here's the digital listing presentation. I've also done how-to videos. So if you're taking a listing and you're not going to be marketing it for 3 weeks, I've done on how to a video on how to use the SELM and fill that out and use the exclusion form. So there's how-to videos in here. There's samples. All these marketing things have links to where you need to go. The step-by-step listing lead multiplier that I talked to you guys, that I mentioned earlier, it used to be called Home Run 360. For those of you who have been around for a little bit, now it's called the listing lead multiplier, but here is a link to that 9-page doc. It's a PDF. Will take you right to that 9-page document. Then marketing strategies for new listings. Now I have on here, because of Huntington Beach, we do office caravans in Huntington Beach, and we do broker previews on Fridays. So the links to submitting your property for broker preview and submitting your property for office caravan are on here. We'll probably change that a little bit for everybody from the corporate level. But the point is that there's links on here for everything that we do. Links to the first look, the listing activity report. I did a video on how to utilize the listing activity report. It's probably about a 5 or 6 minute video. You have access to that and watch that video, and how to add channel activity for the different things, whether it's digital or print. This is just a brief video on how to do that step by step. Okay. There are numbers in here, the links for luxury portfolio, walking through what you need to do for the $60 flash sale on the banner ads, the Lux Tours. Lux Tours, I didn't show you on the luxury website, but the Lux Tours cost $30, and it's really great. They do kind of like a guided 60-second with a voiceover video. It's kind of cool. You should do that on your listings too, and it only costs $30. And luxury portfolio does the voiceover and the music. All you do is provide the photos. So nothing to do for you after you purchase it. There's links to the Sapphire listing page and the marketing store. I've put the OC Business Journal a big believer in the OC Business Journal. If you're selling houses in Orange County, there's other journals as well, the LA Business Journal that you can access. But this for Orange County, Terry is our account manager, and there's her direct number and email if you wanted to order an ad for the OC Business Journal. Okay. So tons of information on this. Like I said, going through and just giving you some of the highlights of some of the certain things, but here's all the links. This will be provided. Okay. Just, oops, sorry. We have to remember, right? Warren Buffett put it really well. Obviously, we all know who Warren Buffett is, but the most important investment you can make is in yourself. Every time you get a listing, that is an opportunity to not only sell a house and earn a commission check, but it's an opportunity to brand yourself and to market yourself and to show the world that you are a really good listing agent. Even if it's your very first listing, you can start to put that message and put that brand out. That's why it's so important. Everything that you put out is how you're going to be perceived. Invest back into yourself. If you don't have a budget plan for marketing for every commission check you get, you should absolutely do that. I know some agents do 10%, some agents do 20%, some do 3 or 4%. The budget's really going to be up to you and what you can afford. Obviously, the more you put back into marketing, the more promotion of yourself you're going to do, the more lead generation that's going to create, but you need to reinvest into yourself, reinvest into your business. Okay. And that's done through marketing. I want to do a quick plug too. If my computer will work, talking about elevating your game and learning about marketing and learning luxury. This is something that the company's been pushing. If you're not going to this luxury portfolio event in Vegas and you want to sell $1 million plus homes, you should really attend this. It's still, you can still get, I don't know if you can still get discounts for the event or not, but it's March 27th through March 29th at the Wynn in Las Vegas, hosted by Luxury Portfolio. And it's just really just discussing the state of the luxury market. This is a luxury summit. There's going to be, I imagine there's going to be a lot of great ideas around luxury properties and being in that space. So if you haven't attended, there will be a link also to this that you guys can attend. I just think it's really important. I'm going to it personally, and I know some of our agents from Huntington Beach are going to it as well. So I just wanted to promote that. And with that said, I magically kept it 4 minutes short of an hour. My office knows I like to talk a lot. So thank you very much, guys. You guys have any questions?
Hey, Jeremy, thanks for the presentation today, man. A lot of great information. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to put all this into action. Real quick question. You talked about omni-channel marketing. You went through it really quickly. I couldn't get the notes down for it, and I didn't see it in the rest of the paperwork or presentation.
Yeah, I'll give you some links. Quick. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say just a real quick overview of what that means.
Yeah, so you're leveraging different channels of marketing, right? There's word of mouth marketing, there's digital marketing, there's content marketing, there's website marketing, digital marketing, social media marketing. So all these different channels or avenues, if you will, of how to promote yourself, how to promote a listing. It's making all of those work together to promote you, right? So if you're doing a mail piece, postcard, you're also putting that same message out on a digital display. Or you're doing a digital ad, driving somebody to your website, and from your website, you're asking them to take action on following your Instagram page. Or you're doing a blog post about home prices and where they're going to go in 2023. And from there, you're putting a link in that blog to get a property evaluation back to your KV Core website, because your KV Core website is extremely sticky. And once they put that information in on your website, it sends them a property evaluation. And then it gives you an opportunity to start dripping on them automatically with email marketing and text marketing if you get their information. So that's all of a sudden you went from a postcard that directed them to a digital article. That article took them back to your website to get interest in properties, and now your website's dripping on them with email campaigns.
Got it. Okay. And what was could you reiterate the example that you used with the QR code on that same thing?
Oh, I think the QR code was more just taking the QR code and using it to track your responses if you're putting a message out. Like if you put a QR code on a marketing piece on a just listed, and I'll quickly say, make sure you're paying to generate your QR codes, guys. Don't create free QR codes. You can, it's easy, but to pay for an account like on qrcodegenerator.com, that's QR-code-generator.com. Just Google QR code generator. It's the first one that comes up. If you pay the $20 a year to generate unlimited QR codes, it will allow you to track when and how many times it's scanned. I can't say enough, please pay the $20 a year to generate unlimited QR codes. Those QR codes, you use them to measure the engagement of your message. Are people interested in this? I will say the one thing I've noticed with that, and Cliff, I don't know if I'm answering your question directly, but the one thing I've said with QR, I've seen with QR codes is that what's your home value isn't getting scanned as much anymore. It was really good, 2 years ago. It's just not getting scanned as much anymore. So try different QR codes to different landing pages or different blog pages, different or property videos or videos about you, right? Videos about like, hey, this is why I'm a realtor, and it's like a promotional video about you, or just different things, or community pages. The community stuff, if you go, I do this later today, go to YouTube, type your city, whatever it is. If you're in Orange, Temecula, Huntington Beach, type in Huntington Beach real estate in YouTube and look at the top 10 things that come up. I guarantee that it's not property listings. It's probably community events. It's things to do in the community, right? Why to live in that community? Why not to live in that community? Those are the types of things. You may get somebody paying for an ad and that will pop up at the top if they're paying for it, but most of the times it's just going to be community-based stuff. All right. Thanks for the questions, Cliff. Anybody else have
Any more questions for Jeremiah? Now, one of the questions everyone's asking into as well, will this be information how we find it? Yes, we will be posting this on First Place along with the recording too as well. So you will have this in the video library or in Together We Are First Team. So we will have that up and running by the end of the day or by tomorrow. So you will have this list.
Yeah. And I don't know if I think I can make, Greg, I think I can make that Google Sheet or the Google Doc. I can make it just viewable so we can share that with everybody. And we can upload a PDF too. In the PDF, the links will all be active. So
yeah, we can do that. Absolutely. Fantastic. Any other questions for Jeremiah?
Dan put in there, add to the marketing loop. I do believe the marketing loop is on there, Dan. If it's not, I'll make sure it is. So thank you. I'm almost positive it's in the very beginning.
All right. So if there's no more questions, next week for the training, we do have Real Scout. So Real Scout will be next Wednesday for our weekly trainings and about how to engage, how to utilize Real Scout, trained by Real Scout. So, take advantage of that. It's also a differentiator. We are in the largest, for those of you that are in the CRMLS, that is the largest MLS in the entire nation, right? So a point of differentiating instead of, sending automated search criteria matches to your client in the MLS or your customer, it's a point of differentiation and professionalism, but it does much more than that. So be there next Wednesday. We appreciate everyone being part of First Team Real Estate. Jeremiah, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for your time. That was job well done. And thank you everybody for joining today. All right. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.